Hello everyone, I'm Screech and welcome to first ever Screech Perspective. Now you can see the topic in the bottom left, it's called Life is Strange. So which is a game that I completed last night at around 1:30 a.m. and this is going to be like a review for it, which obviously will be in my perspective. So this review may contain spoilers, as you can obviously see in the title and in the topic, and probably in the title of the YouTube video as well. So I'll be telling you to skip to certain times, okay? The times will appear right here if you want to skip certain spoilers, okay? And I'll be mentioning that. So if I had to review this game in like 5 words, like this game fucked me up. Like absolutely screwed with my mind. Okay, it's like if you're a normal human being, you will shed a tear or two by the time you finish this game. I know I definitely did, but I didn't cry at the ending because I kind of saw it coming. It's really predictable by the time you get to like episode 4 and things like that. So yeah. Now about the game, now this may be a minor spoiler. So when I snap my fingers, you can skip 10 seconds ahead. You can do that by pressing L on your keyboard if you're on a computer, or you can tap on the right side of the video if you're on mobile. Okay? Now, so if you don't want the spoilers, skip now. So it basically comes down to, will you sacrifice the world for the one you love? Okay? Now let's wait for the spoiler thingies to go over. So yeah, that should be good enough. So now that we're past the spoilers phase, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the stuff. Okay, now the game is obviously something similar to what Telltale Games does. It will, affect the ending will be affected by the choices that you make, and a lot of small details in the ending will be affected by the choices that you make. Okay, now there are two major endings. If you can see that, I'm not used to this webcam by the way. There are two major endings, and obviously those two are affected by the final choice that you make. And in both the endings there's like small changes that will happen based on what choices you have made in the game. The small details that will change. So I spent like 14 hours on this game. I completed the main story in like 11 hours, you know by exploring everything and trying to grab what exactly was going on in this. So it took me around 11 hours in that, and then 3 hours I spent completely on episode 5, like trying to get a grasp on both of the endings. Now that said, I would stick to my original decision, which I will be speaking about in the spoilers phase. So if you don't want that, you can skip to the timer that appears here when I snap my fingers. All right. So I would stick to the original decisions that I made. Now, for a guy who faces a lot of indecisiveness in real life, this game absolutely messed with my mind, man. Like, absolutely. It has a really cool feature that you can rewind time to uh, change the recent choices that you made. You can't obviously go back to 3 or 4 episodes and change the choices there, but you can rewind a little bit of time to change your recent choices. So now this is the part where the spoilers come in. If you don't want spoilers, you can skip to the part right here where I will be talking about how the game affected me personally. Okay, so you can skip here if you don't want the spoilers. All right. So what was my original? Okay, you can skip now. So what was my original decision? My original decision, if you've played the game obviously, was to save Chloe, who is the person that the protagonist is in love with, obviously, depending on your game. My original decision was to save Chloe and let the whole city go to hell, basically. So, if you've played the game or if you've not played the game and you don't care about the spoilers, basically, this girl can control time, and she discovers it when a person kills her old best friend, Chloe, obviously, right? So, because she manipulates time to save her friend, it messes with the space-time continuum or something, and there's this huge tornado that will wipe out her entire city. So that's where the whole final decision comes in, all right? Whether to save Chloe or to save Arcadia Bay, which is the city that she lives in. So, yes, coming back to my choice, my original choice was to save Chloe because, okay, there's arguments to both sides, right? But for me personally, I felt like saving Chloe was the right decision because throughout the game, throughout the game, the whole game for me was about this really cool relationship that these both of these people had. You know, uh, whenever Chloe was in like any sort of trouble, then she the protagonist, who is Max, used to save her using her time manipulation powers and all that. So there are arguments on both sides, but I personally think saving Chloe was the right decision. Even though I have played both of the endings, I played both the endings, saving Chloe and saving Arcadia Bay, but saving Chloe felt like the more complete ending to me as such. So why do I feel that? Because as I said, the whole game just is built around this relationship that these two people had, and giving that up just to prove the point that with great power comes great responsibility or something like that is not uh, the right decision. I felt I'm selfish in these kinds of things. Like, I would totally give the world if there was someone that special for me. You know, that probably tells a lot about a person's character, doesn't it? Now, the other decision, saving Arcadia Bay, saving the city, and sacrificing Chloe, felt like little bit incomplete, you know, even though Chloe does admit that she loves Max in turn when you decide to sacrifice her, and she doesn't admit it when you decide to save her. So that's a little bit where it got a little confusing, I guess, for me. But then I still feel like saving Chloe was the correct decision. Now we are past the spoilers phase. So let's talk about how the game affected me. Hello, people who have skipped ahead from the spoilers. Let's talk about how the game affected me as such. So I finished the game at 1:30 a.m. in the morning uh, on the 25th of February. Obviously, today is the same day. This video will probably go up on the same date as well. So I finished the game at 1:30 a.m. and I could not sleep till 4 a.m. Like, my mind was like so messed up by playing both of the endings. I could not sleep. Um, I ended up being on YouTube. I ended up listening to music, and I ended up just doing random stuff till I could actually sleep. Even after that, even after that, even after I slept at 4, I couldn't exactly sleep properly because I kept having dreams about situations that I was in the game. Okay, like it was through my eyes, all right, and it wasn't like I was controlling with a gamepad or whatever. I was controlling time in those situations, and I was making decisions. I don't remember it clearly. It's really hazy, and every sort of like tiny situation in the game, I used to rewind and I used to make a different decision. I used to rewind, make a different decision, rewind, make a different decision, and every time I made a decision, I would get up. Okay, I would get up, I would open my eyes, I'd be like, oh my god, what is happening, and I used to go back to sleep again. I don't know why this game has affected me in such a way. Probably because I'm a very indecisive person in real life, maybe. And I haven't really talked about this before, have I guess I have in this video now. So maybe because of that. But yeah, it messed with my mind. This whole game messed with my mind. That's all you need to know. And I would recommend this. I would recommend you play this game when you have like 2 or 3 days in hand. Now finish the game on the first day and try to you know get yourself calm in the next 2 days, because it will completely mess your mind up. I don't know why this game has messed with me so much, but it has. And I'm not sad. I don't regret playing the game. I would definitely recommend that you play the game and see for yourself what the minor changes in the endings are. But yeah, it was totally messed up for me. Like after I finished both of the ending, after I finished the first ending, I was like, all right. But after I finished the second ending, like after I finished both the endings, I absolutely felt sick. Like I felt completely sick, and I felt like I was going to puke, you know, and I had this slight headache and everything like that, which is why that's one of the another one of the reasons that I couldn't sleep because I felt so sick. But yeah, the game that messed with my mind, and not a lot messes with my mind like this. I haven't faced things that mess with my mind like this, and this is one of the few things in the recent past that has messed me up so much that I could not sleep at night. So it's definitely something I'd recommend. It's definitely an experience that definitely will change a lot about how you perceive things. I can already see it today, can already see it happening. Now, if you're a person who is into a lot of philosophy, or you're a type of person who thinks a lot, or you're the type of person who recollects and rethinks a lot of things that they do in their everyday, then this game is going to mess up the next few days for you, or the next few. This game totally gonna screw up the next few days because you won't be able to get over it because of obviously because of your overthinking or things like that. So, which is why I recommended that you take at least 2 to 3 days in hand before you play this game, so that you can sort of get over it. It's sort of reminded me of uh, that Prince of Persia game from 2008, in which Elika, yeah, Elika was the name that I was looking for. Like you save her even though it releases the Dark Lord Ahriman again. It sort of reminded me of that. Just a quick little note. If you haven't played that game, do play that game. It's more of a explore and get all the light seeds more than hey, let's complete the story. Yeah, it's crazy. I know it's crazy. Anyways, that was the first thing topic in the Screech perspective. I hope you enjoyed. The other topics are not going to be like this. The other topics will be a lot more elaborate. I'll have a lot more to speak about them. I just wanted to get this out of my system because I just felt absolutely sick. I just felt absolutely fucked up after I played that game. So yeah, right. As of now, I'm Screech. I'm signing off, and I'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.